Brilliant. Don't tell him, Haggis Lover says. Thanks very much for that. Oh, so you've got no idea what I just said. I just announced a massive free giveaway, which none of you can now be eligible for because there was no sound. So never mind. Never mind. That's a shame. Oh, I was just saying that welcome back to another lunch hour live. I'm a bit bright, aren't I? I'm a bit white. So let me just take the white level down just a touch. What about that? That's marginally better. Let's do one more. What about that? Now I've got sunshine brightness on. I don't know. Anyway, hope you're all right. If you're new to the channel, I'm a full-time reseller. I buy and sell from charity shops, car boot sales, tabletop sales, jumble trails, online retail arbitrage, you name it, anywhere like that, and flip it online for a profit. And that is that's what I do. That's what pays my mortgage and all my bills. If you are new and you've not been here before, make sure you drop a comment. Be good to hear from you, even if it's just to say hello. Yeah, so there we are. Let's get cracking. We'll have a little look who's in. I'm just having a look at the comments. Sam's in. Hi, Sam. And the Monkey Thrifter, Peter. Yeah, thanks again, Peter, for that slide, projector slide thingamajiggy that you sent me. It perfectly complemented the projector. I've listed it now, and it's fully working as well, which is good. I did send you a message, you know that anyway, but bit of a shout out. Yes, I know, I'm no sound, on mute. I know. Hopefully it all should be okay now. Probably better off without the sound, really, isn't it? Let's face it. Hi, Kent. Hi, Scott. I don't know why it does that, because sometimes, I don't know, it's supposed to just start normal. I didn't put it on mute, so I don't even know why it does that. It's stupid. Pete's Retro Collectibles. Hi, welcome. Hi, Kevin, as well, and the Dave. Taking a dinner and a coffee break. Yeah, I should be back on with the old sound now, hopefully. Hi, Chris. Jess as well. Good afternoon to you. Flipping tasty. I've not even had any lunch. Well, I kind of had a mid-morning. Belle's working from home, so she made us a bacon, egg, and cheese toasty, which was very nice. It was flipping tasty, actually. And yeah, so I had that kind of mid-morning, like brunch. So I'm not going to have any lunch based on that. Tea Cakes is lurking. It's all right, Tea Cakes. Welcome anyway. Jenny has popped in. Hi, Chris. Have you been to a tabletop today? I did pop down today, yes. I popped down. Got a couple of jackets. That was about it, really. Stacey's in. Hi, Stacey. JJ Jess is just having lunch now. Soup and a sandwich. That sounds like something you'd get at Tesco, isn't it? Is it soup and a sandwich or something? Is it Greg's? Chris says, has YouTube been playing? I normally have my screen in dark mode, but was on light theme when I switched on. Oh, I don't know. I've not noticed anything different. I've had some YouTube on this morning, Chris, but I've not noticed anything. Afternoon, Matt sells stuff. Haggis is semi-lurking. Pete says 2 bacon butties consumed. Aiming for 3 listings this afternoon. That's a very reasonable target, I would say, Pete. Oh, 30. And a video. I was going to say 3. I didn't want to insult you or anything, but 3 is probably my level. 30. 30's a very decent effort. I can tell you right now, I will not be doing 30 listings this afternoon. Stepping away from my work laptop. Nice to see you. Oh, thanks. That's very kind of you. Mike, if you're watching, Mike Calpin, I've got your message. I'll have a look at it when the stream ends, if that's all right. We'll sort you out one way or another. Hey, so what's going on? Fix it for reselling. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon. Oh, that Peaky Black. Yeah, I saw that fire on the news before. The big building, wasn't it? That's featured in a number of things, TV programs and films and stuff. Talk of Mike. Hi, Mike and Francis. Yeah, I'll get back to that message, Mike, as soon as this stream is over. I've got some caps actually. I've actually got a ton of caps. Oh no, I won't move the camera because it's fixed there. I was going to show you, but I've got a ton of caps. I kind of immediately regretted buying them because they need cleaning up and they probably need a bit of reshaping as well. They're kind of a bit squished. So I've almost immediately regretted buying those. Buyer's regret. So I've got a pile of about 30 caps here. I'll show you a few. I've got loads. It came in a big bundle. Got loads, and they're all a bit scabby, and they really need some. They need some cleaning up. They'll be nice when they're done. Don't get me wrong, because that's a Baltimore Ravens, right? It looks pretty scabby. I mean, look at the state of it, right? Once I clean that up, that'll be good as gold. But it does need reshaping, and it's bad. It's even worse, when the bits that are meant to be flat, like the face or the peak, if they get creased, it's even harder work. But I'll clean that up and make it as good as I possibly can. What's this one? They're all a bit Very dusty. That's a skiing hat. Basketball. That's a new era. Basketball cap. This is a Milton Minor Ball Hockey League. That'll probably be a long tail unless somebody is desperate for a Milton Minor Ball Hockey League cap, which I very much doubt that they are. But again, needs a bit of a clean up. It's so dusty, it's going straight up my nose. Rockies, the pros and service. So this looks like this has come from like a garage or something, you know, where they do car servicing and stuff. Rockies. Loads of them. Broadway Bar and Grill. It's got the Corona. That's quite nice on the side. They all need reshaping and cleaning. It's going to take time. You see that? That's a bugger to deal with when they are really badly creased on the face there. These actually came in a different lot, but still need a clean as well. Benson and Edges, Jordan cap, a Kawasaki there as well, and what's this one? It's a Bridgestone F1 or some kind of motor racing. So they all need a clean as well. I've got some other caps as well that don't need much TLC. Yeah. Afternoon, Elaine and Olivia, Kitan and Derek. Derek, did you get my message on Facebook? I sent you a message because I know you're an expert on the old hi-fi stuff. Did you get my message? You've not replied to it. Oh, you've seen it. So I'll await and let me know what you think of that hi-fi. Don't know whether just to bin it, tip it, or what. Steaming hats. Yeah, I've got a steamer. I'll give them. What I'll do is they'll get a soak. They'll get reshaped, and then I'll probably give them a steam just to try and get those major creases out. Don't fall off your chair, yeah. How do you reshape them? Well, what I do is I give them a good soak in warm water, mixed in with some like washing powder or some Vanish to try and get any little stains out of them. Give them a soak for a while, and then as when they come out, you stuff in here. I haven't got anything to show you, but what I do is I screw up bags, you know, shopping bags, plastic bags, screw them up into one big ball and shove it in there really tight so that it keeps its shape. And then when it dries, it should have its original round shape. And then, like, who was it who said about steaming? You can try and steam some of these really stubborn creases out, and they probably should be all right. But it takes a bit of time. You've got to make sure it's worth it. So I'll probably check each cap, you know, make sure it's even worth me doing it. If they're just ready for donating, I'll donate them. But those are definitely a few that'll be worth it. And then leave them out to dry, really. Put them out in the garden. It's going to be a nice weekend, I think. So actually, it could be a good weekend to do it. MD Picker, hi. High-Tech Hayden today, it is indeed. I've not worn this one for a bit, I don't think. I go through phases. Oh, yeah, just saw it. Thanks, Derek. Appreciate it. Ian's in as well. Tap Peddler, you reply when you're ready. Don't let him rush you. Inflate a balloon. That's another way you can do it. I tend to just screw up. Get bags, right. Get your normal shopping bags. Screw them. Get lots of them together into one bag. so that you've got as much in there as you can cram in, and then shove it inside the hat, and just let it dry like that. And that I find that's a pretty good way of doing it. So I assume there's many methods. Do you feel settled? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty settled. I've got the ball ache because during the storms we lost some of our fencing in the back, and some fencing at the front of the house has become insecure, so that needs looking at. So it's a ball ache of having to talk to the neighbours first, because I'm not sure if they're shared fences or not. So I need to have the conversation with the neighbours, and then I've got to find someone to do the job. Oh, it's just a ball ache, isn't it? I just can't be arsed with it. Hey, but yeah, we're okay. We're settled in. Pretty happy with the house, other than the 500 flights of stairs it has. Yeah, thank you, Derek, for replying to that. It's actually that one there. I've left it. See this stereo here? This stereo. It's that one. Yeah, I picked up at the estate sale. Radio works, turns on and everything, but the tape player doesn't work. It doesn't even move. So I think the motor's gone. Probably the thingamajig, the rubber bandy thing has gone as well. So I'm just debating, is it worth the effort of selling it spares and repairs? Derek reckons it's worth about 15 quid, spares and repairs. It's got a nice look to it. It's definitely got a nice retro look to it. But yeah, they're not normal fence panels, Olivia. So I'm guessing that they'll build them in the back. They'll put the they'll probably bring the wood through the house and then build the panel. It doesn't look like they are off the, out of the shop fence panels, if you like. They look like they've been built. Get the two Steves down to, yeah. Yeah, Chuckle Brothers, get them down. Hi, Santa. I've got a feeling like in our deeds, Kitan, I think in our deeds, it says that all boundaries are joint responsibility. So I think they're joint responsibility, and both sides are rented. So I guess they're not even going to be that arsed. They'll probably just get hold of the landlord, and it'll be like, right, I'll deal with the landlords on each side. But I'm pretty sure I remember. I'm going to dig them out and have a look anyway, but I'm pretty sure that in the land registry, deedy type things, one of the covenants was that all boundaries are jointly owned with neighbours. So I don't know. Oh yeah, you can buy loads of Levi's hats, Santa. Loads. Do you not know anything, Santa? Come on. I've got some other hats. These ones dropped in today, and thankfully these don't need as much work as all that pile down there. In fact, most of these are good to go. Really good condition. There's a Rick and Morty one there. Quite nice. Well, if you like that kind of design. But it's a diffused one. We've got that one to go on. What else have we got? New York Giants. In decent condition. New era. So this bundle landed today. Came this morning in the post. There's an A Stars. Is it A Stars? Alpine Stars hat. What else have we got? This is a particularly nice one. Vans. It's a Vans cap, but a lovely design on it. Look at the arses on those. Yeah. The only thing that concerns me about this Vans cap is there's no label on the inside, which worries me somewhat. So I'm going to check this out first, see if I can find a similar one. Because no inside label. I mean, the logo looks very good, but don't know. It's an interesting one. There's a, what's this? South Pole hat. This one's got, yeah, this one needs a clean up. That's got plenty of wear on the inside on that one. So I definitely need to clean up that one. Underground Culture with a K headwear. This has got like a leather look to it. So it's, I don't think it's leather, but plastic probably. Or faux leather. Got like the skull design on it. Okay, I need some research on that. And a Monster Energy, probably like a motorcycle racing or something. Tech 3 merch. That's quite a nice looking hat. So yeah, I've got those to deal with. Oh. Monkey Thrifter went to a couple of charity shops, did okay. However, got a Nike Cycling 90 jersey, but the label's been cut out. It will reflect a little bit, Peter, but it'll still have value. The problem that you'll have is working out the size of it. If there's no size label, cycling jerseys can be tricky to establish what size it is because they all vary. And it all depends if they're racing jerseys or casual jerseys. Every make seems to have different sizings. So you have to try and find one similar and gauge what their size is and what their pit-to-pit measurements are and try and work out what yours is. I've sold loads of cycling jerseys without the label. The thing is, what you find is that they purposely cut the labels out when they're using them for cycling because they don't want anything that's going to irritate them for long periods, especially when they're sweating a lot. Just like you and me, when sometimes we cut our labels out if they're particularly irritating. So definitely cyclists do that a lot. They have a habit of customizing their jerseys too. Like they might sew bits up, they might cut the ends of the arms. You know, like if they have elastic on the sleeves, sometimes you find that they cut those off because that can get annoying. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the label being missing. You just got to establish the size. Pickle Rick. Yeah. I've got about 20 tweed type men's jackets to list. Hate clothing, don't know if they can go pretty well though, can't they, Derek? Tweed jackets. Yeah, if you've got decent brands. Alpine Stars. Are they men in bikinis, Chris? If they are, I'm very, very impressed. Let's just put it that way. Very impressed if those are men. Faux leather. Happy Friday all from Ready Steady Retro. Jess said I'd be careful on the Monster hat. I had a shirt on Monster. Oh, really? Wow. I've sold some Monster stuff. I've sold a couple of Monster fleeces, motor racing fleeces. They tend to have Monster on. All right, okay. I'll see what else is listed. Not as that's always not. I can't even speak. That's not always a good indication because you can still have yours taken down, but I'll have a look first. I'll do some research first. Cheers for that. Hi, Kathy. Shell's World. Hi, Shell. Afternoon. How's sales? Distinctly average. Had a decent Monday. Was very good. The rest of the week has been very average. Oh, nearly spilt me brew then. Hi, Joel. Joel Mabara. Hi, all. Welcome to this afternoon's little chat. Sales poor last couple of days. Yeah, it's been very, very average, hasn't it? I've ordered a UV torch because I didn't have one actually, surprisingly enough. Based on me picking this up the other day, I'm almost certain, because there are some listed, that this is that uranium glass that I picked up at the estate sale. But someone said to me that it might be a good idea to get a UV torch and, you know, take it to your boot sales and charity shops just in case. And then you can test it before you buy. You can just shine a bit of UV on it and see if it is uranium glass. So I've ordered one off eBay, and it's a couple of quid. And yeah, I'm gonna keep that with me, especially at boot sales, I think. But yeah, so somebody suggested that to me. I've not listed this yet because really I want to get a picture with it, you know, glowing. That would be the best. That'd be the best picture to have on it. So I'm going to wait for that torch to come before. I've just noticed it's got an extra chip on it that I didn't see the first time around. So it's got two little chips on there in the corner. Never mind. I still think it's quite a desirable little thing. There's quite a few on eBay. There's quite a few sold as well. So I don't think I'll have trouble getting rid of that. Sales terrible all week for Derek. Not good, but we've taken feet off pedal since getting poorly, Kathy said. Rewind had a good Monday, 0 Tuesday, great Wednesday, and no sales since. So inconsistent. Yeah. I've had a couple of Vinted sales this week, but only low value. Don't seem to be able to shift a lot. The very first thing that I sold on Vinted was like an expensive coat. It was like a £60-70 jacket. And I thought to myself, hey, we could be in here with a decent platform. And I've never really sold anything so expensive since on Vinted. It's always been like £10, around the £10 mark, £5 to £10 items on Vinted. 43% up compared to last month, but it probably won't last. Sales are good with Jess. That's good. ANPR said hit 12 charity shops. One item bought some mind-blowingly daft prices. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, it's you have to question, and I've done it many times, right? Unless you're happy to just go out charity shopping as part of your leisure time, which I am. I quite enjoy just popping around, having a look in the charity shops, like on a weekend. You know, I'm not too worried about what time it takes because me and Belle, we both enjoy doing a bit of thrifting. But if you're including that hitting 12 charity shops in your working day, so if I took like half a day or even a whole day off of listing to go around 12 charity shops and only bought one item, you have to come away and consider whether it's worth your time, especially in your work time. Because it can't be considered a good use of time, can it? Oh, that was me with the torch. Yeah, cheers. It was a good idea. I used to have one, but God knows where it is now. We've moved twice since then. So hopefully this one will come and I'll be able to like keep it maybe in the car or something. And if I know that I'm going to be going to a boot sale, I'll just whip it out. Been a very trying week. I reduced prices on half my shop yesterday, which did encourage infused sales. Did you try the little trick that I put out, Shell, about the bulk coupon sending? That might help if you've not done that yet. That's worth a try. Send a coupon out to, the last couple of thousand buyers. Hi, Z. That's a good point. Flipping Tasty says there. UV lights are also good to spot previous restorations on ceramics. Good idea. Had a decent Etsy sale earlier and just sold a CRT on Facebook, so it's keeping my head above water. That's good. You just got to keep things. I'm sure, you'll have a couple of good days and it'll even itself out. Ready Steady says, sales are lumpy. Need to feed eBay more, though. Sam says, I've had about 10 sales in a couple of weeks on Vinted, all very cheap items. Haven't put much expensive on there. Yeah, it's just the way it's marketed, isn't it? It's marketed as a sort of a clear out, sort of clear your closet, clear your wardrobe, get rid of the stuff you don't want anymore. And it's marketed as a low value sort of place to pick stuff up and to sell things. I do like the platform. I mean, we said on yesterday's live, didn't we? I do like Vinted. I think they've got a nice app. I think it's very user friendly. Yeah. I paid for, my Vinted manager decided that she was going to do the what do you call it? The boost on your store on Vinted. £6.95. £6.95. Let me just find out what it's called. Is it Spotlight? Hang on. Just check my phone. eBay, come on. Where is it? Wardrobe Spotlight. So it costs you £6.95, and they highlight your entire shop in the searches, like promoted for 7 days. And it's coming to an end in the next hour, actually. So we must have done it last Friday. So it says your wardrobe was seen 7,983 times in the feed and the catalogue. I had 575 item clicks, 62 favorites, and 2 followers. 2 followers is not very good, really. It'd be nice to get a few more followers, because when you upload something on Vinted, if you've got a follower, they get a little pop-up appear on their phone to say that you've uploaded a new item, and that's a good little feature. But yeah, £6.95 that cost me. I personally don't think that's been worth it, because I've only made about three sales, maybe 4 sales this week during that time. But we need to get more stuff on there. Any idea if tweed jackets and 90s women's dresses and tops would work on Vinted? Maybe. Might work. As I say, though, Vinted tends to be your lower value stuff. I'm not saying that completely, because I have sold some higher value and I've bought some high value stuff on there as well. But it tends to be your lower value stuff, like high street brands and things like that. But it's definitely not exclusive to that. So best thing to do, Derek, is just have a little search, of course, and see if there's any tweed jackets on there. And the only thing you can't do, you can't look at solds, so it doesn't give you that facility. Hi, Steve-O. I never like to predict, Mike. I don't like to jinx the team, so I will never predict a score. The only thing I will say, I think it's going to be very close. I think it'll be very close. It depends who turns up. historically, this fixture now, the Manchester Derby, over the last 5-6 years, really, it's been United park the bus and City try and break them down. That's what it's been home and away for the last number of years. So I guess it's going to depend, really, I think, a lot on if City turn up and they are in the right frame of mind, anything can happen. I won't predict a score, though, Mike. No, I'm not doing it. Shell said, I did bulk coupon, got sales immediately, and then that's what happens, because it kind of once after 2-3 days of sending the bulk coupon, people have looked at it and already decided if they're going to use it or not, and then that's the end of it until you've got another 31 days has passed. You'll have a whole new load of buyers to send a bulk coupon out to. So in a few more weeks, I'll send another one out. Hi, Richard. I used a coupon on one of my niches after watching your video. 400 cent and 10 sales over the last few days. That's not bad. It's 10 sales that you might not have had otherwise, I guess. Yes, it's not bad. UV light's good for spotting wee stains. Oh, nice. And probably other stains as well, which we won't go into right now because it's lunch hour live. We don't want that kind of behavior on here. Haggis Lover doing suggested rate on promotions at 10% cap seems to be working out. It's kind of what I do, that. At the moment I have suggested rate 10%, but 0.1% above suggested rate. So just a tiny bit above. But I move that round. Sometimes I'll do 8%, sometimes I'll do 11 or 12%. So every time I change it, every few days, I just change that percentage just a little bit. Yorkshire Mix, good afternoon. Z says things often feel a lot worse than they are. It helps to look at previous years, although ignore the lockdown years. Yeah, lockdown was kind of a bit of a blip in the stats, really. That was a good one, Z. Beck looked confused when you mentioned your Vinted manager. I explained that you had promoted Belle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's been promoted, Vinted manager. Definitely close. Definitely close. It's going to be a hard one to call. Quite often the Manchester derbies, it boils down to who wants it most. And I know that sounds obvious, but it really does. It's like, who's it most important to? And there's arguments for both sides. Francis says she loves you. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you. Although I best not tell Belle. Steve, hi Chris. I'm back reselling here. Nice break since Christmas. That's good to hear, Steve. Back doing a bit of reselling. That in between your gigs. How are the gigs going? Are you doing all right with them? So are you doing a mix of gigging and reselling? Sales okay for Richard. Time of year averaged out over the month. My margins are relatively high, so even if it's just a bunch of smaller sales, profit is still good. eBay gum sales are about the same as last month. Consistent. If nothing else, they're consistent, aren't they? I could have had mood music on. I keep forgetting to put that on. Let me go and put some music. We'll put the ducks on again, eh? Like duck. Put it on 20. Seems to be the right volume. I've just heard Belle come back in. She's working from home today and she's just walked the dog in her lunchtime. So, yeah, Belle's back in. I don't know where she's been. She might have been down the beach or local park or, yeah, somewhere like that. I was going to go with her, but I was committed to doing this live with you guys, so. Mood music, that's it. Yeah, get you in the mood. Here we go. Steve-O says UK tour complete. Just 2 gigs in April, 5 days in LA doing festival. Wow, that's nice. Nice. So I resell more than I play in a band. So, Steve-O, here's a question for you. So, you know, when you go in, like, you're gigging and you're doing your UK tour and you're going out to LA for 5 days, is that all expenses paid for by record label or whatever? Is that paid for by them, or do you have to pay it out of what you earn? As like, I don't know how it works. In my head, I'm thinking it's all expenses are paid for that kind of thing, and that you don't have to pay it. But does it come out of your like wage, if you like? Don't forget, Monkey Thrifter is reminding us to hit the thumbs up. I have got a little thing to remind you. Here we go. So if you hit the thumbs up, it's down there. And if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button as well. That way you make sure you don't miss a live show like this. Because God forbid you miss this. You're missing quality content. You're all very quiet today, aren't you? You're not talking much. Give me something to work with. I've got VHS player set up now in the office here. I'll show it you one day, but I'm not moving my camera today. But I've got a VHS player set up here for testing purposes, and got these on my shelf. I was selling these, but now I've got my VHS player. I'm going to keep these, put them on my shelf, like display. So I've got some of the original Quantum Leap on VHS. You might remember I picked these up in a boot sale last year. I think it was on one of the videos. And they'd been on eBay, but no takers. So I took them off and decided to keep them. And also here on VHS, I've got the V series. That's a double. That's a single. But yeah, they're just nice to have. Some quality sci-fi series. Steve-O says, let's have a read. All expenses completely paid, but I'm self-employed. I get paid a daily rate off Echo and the Bunnymen. I'm a session player, but been with them for 7. Okay, get you. Do you ever play with any other bands as well, Steve-O? Do you have to be exclusive to Echo and the Bunnymen, or can you like go off and play with other bands if somebody needs a guitarist or whatever, bass player? So you can go off and play with them too. V was great. The original V series. Small world, eh? Yeah, possibly, eh? Steve-O, you might have already met. You might have already crossed paths. Katan says, question. Here we go. Looking to get a 2-in-1 laptop tablet. Torn between a Microsoft Surface or a Lenovo Yoga. Anyone suggest the better of the two? I can't help you with that one, Kitan, but maybe Yoga. Maybe somebody in the chat can help you. I have an iPad, which I don't use that often anymore, to be fair. But I also have my MacBook Air, which is what I'm currently using here now. This one I bought in the new year, the MacBook Air. Or was it last year? Can't remember when I bought it. I think I got it after Christmas. Yeah, I got it off Music Magpie. Been brilliant so far. And it's really small. It's, you could almost... I move it around the house. Sometimes I'm sat in the living room with it and stuff. And yeah, I kind of use this more than my iPad now. Here we go. Kathy says Cherry had a Yoga. It didn't seem to last long, Kitan. I have 3 iPads, car boot pickups, but I'm not Apple anymore. See, that's it. You see, I'm Apple. I do like my Apple devices, although they're bloody expensive. I've got my iPhone. I've got my MacBook. I've got a iPad. Belle's got an iPad as well. Belle's got an iPhone. I've got an Apple Watch. Belle's got an Apple Watch. I've got Apple TV, which I don't really use much anymore. I've got 2 Apple TVs, actually, one upstairs, one downstairs, but again, don't use them much. I think that's all my Apple devices. Yeah. Babs says, just stopped for lunch. Just glad I caught you. No worries, Babs. Welcome. Jess says, Apple all the way. Yeah, I love Apple. I do love Apple devices. Recently played second bass with Peter Hook from New Order Joy Division on a festival, but I'm mainly with the Bunnymen. I love working with other musicians. Oh, that's good. Interesting to hear, because I don't really know anything about the world of music and bands and gigging and stuff. I know nothing about how all that works. We used to rehearse at Crash, probably met you. There you go. There you go, the Dave. Probably did cross paths at some point. So this afternoon, my plan is I'm going to work through the good caps, and I might start to clean up and repair and resize, reshape the messy ones, the ones that need a bit of TLC. But I'll definitely, by the end of this afternoon, I'd like to get all those good caps on. I think there's about 10 there that can be put on today. AMPR says, I use an iMac, I'd never go back to PC. I don't think I would go back to PC now. I'm very used to the Mac, the Apple and the Mac sort of interfaces and the way they operate, because it's very, very different to a normal PC and a normal laptop, like a Windows. Very different. I've just ordered as well some comic stands, just for my own display, really, because I've got those. Remember those Quantum Leap comics? Remember the Quantum Leap comics? Well, I've still got them in a pile here. I've not read them yet or anything. I mean, I probably will never read them, but I thought I might like to display some of them here, because I've got, like, just behind the camera here, I've got 2 bookcases. And I'm going to fill it slowly with stuff. And I've ordered some comic stands, some Perspex stands. I'll show you, actually, while we're here, in case you didn't see them. So I've got the full, complete set of Quantum Leap comics. And you can get these comic stands. And Yeah, just to display them nicely. I only ordered 4 because I'm not going to display the whole set of like 15. But I'm going to display some of them. Just for me, really. You guys probably will never see them because they're going to be the other side of the camera, but just makes for a nicer, working environment if you've got stuff around. Because I'm a reseller, so I'm bound to have stuff around. I've still not decided what to do with these Jurassic Park prints either yet. Oh, I can't make up my mind what to do with those. I know George has already said to me, if you're interested, you might want them. But I am a fan of Jurassic Park myself, as you probably know. Noel Gallagher came to our London show, and Primal Scream came to Glasgow. Alan McGee was DJ on the tour. First day back home feels very hard. Is it nice to get back home? Must be nice to get back home after you've been away for a time, gigging and stuff. Good to look forward to going to LA though, isn't it? That'll be nice. That'll be good. I use an iMac as that's what I inherited, but I find the photo filing so difficult. I think you get used to it after a while, the way Macs work. It's very different to Windows. There you go, Steve-O, Monkey Thrifter. How much did I pay for what, Kitan? The comics. ANPR says my one pickup was actually decent. A 1973 board game, complete and in good condition. £5 into 30 to 40. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad pickup at all. You'd do that all day long. Frustrating though, isn't it, the charity shops? You really do have to question whether it's worth your time. Me and Belle enjoy it, just going in and out of the charity shops looking for stuff. Oh, how much did I... Oh, the Perspex stands. I got 4... I think they were about £3.50 each. So I got like a multi-buy. It was on eBay. About £14 or £15 for the 4. PM? You're not the PM, are you? Can't believe it. We've got the PM watching. Shit. Picked up a Yamaha trumpet a few days back. Thought you'd have been dealing with the crisis, the war. Never did I imagine a few years back that I'd be selling secondhand trumpets online. No. It's weird, isn't it? You go through moments like this as a reseller and you think, what the heck? What am I doing? What am I selling this for? I think I went through that moment when I bought all that lingerie. Remember that one? I had a bit of a brain thing like that, and I thought, what am I doing? Late to the party, Shabba. Never mind, better late than never. Oh, just bang the mic. You need to do another hour. No, I've got to get some work done in a bit, mate. Haggis says, I still do not bad in charity since I've started learning every single thing possible. Still finding some good ceramics they have no clue about. Yeah, I think the pottery stuff and the ceramics, what you would class as bric-a-brac, I think sometimes there's good stuff to be found in that kind of area because it tends just to get put on for £1 or 50p. And you can find stuff in that area of the charity shop. Because clothing they seem to have cottoned onto, and media they've cottoned onto, and gaming they've cottoned onto, but the general bric-a-brac is a bit more difficult to get a grasp of. So there's definitely still things to be found in that department. We're looking to get some stands as we're going to ramp up the shoes selling. Sure you can get some on eBay. Good to be home with the family and reselling again. What do you do on that note, Steve-O? What do you do then? Because if you're reselling and you're listing stuff on eBay and whatnot, and then you're off on your gig for your tour for 2 weeks or something, how do you manage your eBay, while you're away? Does someone manage it for you? Does someone in the family sort of deal with the items that have sold? What do you do? Do you go in holiday mode? Let us know what you do. I think my brew's cold now. Well, we're on 56 minutes. We're approaching the hour. Krillin hates it that us Brits end on the hour. He's like, why do you have to end on the hour? Because it's lunch hour. It'd be lunch hour and a half if it was an hour and a half. Movie chats are in. Did everyone watch Little Steve fall on his ass in last night's movie chats? If you didn't, you need to go and watch it. This is an Andrew monumental moment. Remember when he stood on or fell over his Mickey Mouse, and then there was another time when he nearly stabbed himself with a knife when he fell on the sofa. Well, Little Steve managed to fall off his chair live on air last night. It was... I actually missed the live moment, but watched it afterwards, and it's well worth a watch, put it that way. I found a James Herriot's Bull horseradish pot for $150, sold for £40. Wow. So you wouldn't think it, would you? Oh, Steve-O says, completely shut up shop on holiday mode, no sales. My eBay shop will be shut for a while I'm sorting and organise everything first. Makes sense, because it gets complicated otherwise, doesn't it? Keep it simple. Do another an hour and list, Chris, please. You are taking the boredom away from installing sockets on a board at work. It's lunch hour live, Shabba. It's not come list with me. I can't morph it into the other one. It's either one or the other. I'll never get any work done if I do a come list with me now. It was funny. I've watched it back so many times. Very, very slow, Kathy. I wouldn't pick those up again. They tick over. I mean, I've made my money back on them, so there's no mither there. Because the best ones sold for decent prices, and then the rest I'm selling at £5 or £6 each. So they tick over. I probably send out like one a week or something. So they'll be gone eventually, but very slow sellers. Because it's such a niche. It's such a niche thing, isn't it? Oh. That's scary. One on the news today. The Russians sending a rocket to Europe's biggest nuclear plant. I mean, beggars belief, doesn't it? That is next level scary, but that's what he's got in him, hasn't it? He's an absolute nut job. It's like, though, like they were saying on the news, depending which way the wind's blowing, if that thing were to blow up or leak, it could just blow back over Russia and all that anyway. So they could be shooting themselves in the foot, but I don't think he cares. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, let's not get into all that. It's depressing enough as it is, isn't it? But it's scary that, when you start talking about nuclear issues, nuclear bombs, nuclear plants, that is next level. You wouldn't believe it was the year 2022, would you? That we still haven't learned. We still haven't learned. It's the year 2022 and we're still willing to blow each other up. I just find it crazy. Who is with me that Chris should do a listing live today after the lunch hour live? Nobody's with you, Shabba. Nobody. You're on your own. Nut job is polite, I know. Live list with Belle. No, Belle's working, unfortunately, Chris. Belle's got a laptop out. She's working. Cretin in the Kremlin. It is very worrying that you could target a nuclear plant, though. True enough. True enough. Such a sad state of humanity, though, isn't it? Gemma, had another scammer last week, but I used a QR code on the parcel and said it was a GPS. And Royal Mail could see exactly where the item was on their internal system. Not heard back since. Just scammers just wind me up. Right, well, I'm trying to list, but it's distracting. Monkey Thrifters. Right, well, on that note, on the Monkey Thrifters note, it's distracting. So let's call it a day. We've done our hour. I've got work to do. It's Friday. I don't list on a weekend. So today's my last day for listing. I will have scheduled listings up at the weekend. I'll be selling similar, that kind of thing. I don't do any fresh listings unless like I'm really bored, which is going to be a busy weekend because we're going to the zoo tomorrow and the derby's on Sunday. So, you know, it's going to be a busy weekend. And I've got car boots on Sunday as well. So lots to do. So only scheduled listings for me. Sell similars, get some old stuff relisted. That's how I deal with a weekend. Because I like to have my weekends off if I can. Anyway, that's it, guys. We are done. Yeah, the zoo, Kathy. The zoo. We're going to the zoo. Zoo. How about you? You. Have a good weekend, all. Cheers, Derek. And thank you for the info on the old text message. I'm at wrestling tomorrow night, so perhaps a Lions Sunday before. Yeah, United's Bank City. You never know. Shabba, it could happen. All results on the table, I think. Right, we're done. Let me find my outro. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you coming along. Hope you've been kept company for the last hour. And we'll see you. The next live we will do is Monday night at 8 p.m. So if you're not subbed, hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you don't miss our Monday night live show at the very least. And if you can't do that, give us a thumbs up on this video right now before we finish. Right now. Do it now. And it costs you nothing. Just one little click. Costs you nothing. See you later, everyone. Take care and happy sales for the weekend. See you next week. Bye.